Welcome to J-Space
J-Space.
After Dark. Hey, welcome to the first episode of J-Space After Dark. The idea for this series will be following along as I explore Eve as a returning player who has not played in many, many years. And maybe you can fall asleep while listening to my story. So with that in mind, let's check in with what we're doing. So right now, I'm just figuring out how to use probes and map out J-Space. So in this case, I've got a home base in high-sec that's surrounded by a few low-sec systems. So maybe a pretty safe area to operate in. And I've found a wormhole, a couple jumps out in low-sec, and we're going to go back in there. When I first jumped in, I saw a ton of ships on D-scan, so I just jumped back out. But after thinking about it for a bit, I realized that was just parked spaceships behind some kind of force field bubble. So here we go back in. So you see when we come in on D-scan, we've got all these heron or dragons. So I'm just quickly mapping my return path.
Warp drive active.
Now I'm going to mark a midpoint safe spot, and then we're going to start probing out this entire system. You'll notice I've got another character in a mining ship using Evo Preview. Pretty cool app. So now I'm going to try to find exactly where these ships are parked using D-scan. So you see I'm just spinning around, refreshing D-scan. Okay. Tightening it up. Okay, so they're gonna be like right in front of me. Okay, so they're probably parked off of one of these moons. That's where they are. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. Those are not real players right now. So we're going to go back to probing out this entire system. I recommend Anoikis. I don't know how I say that, but we use that to research this system. It's a class 3 system, and we're also looking at how active it is from a kill board standpoint. So 17 days ago is pretty not active. Happy with that. This is a repo I've got to help me research these different sites. I don't know how hard or easy these sites are, so while I'm scanning, I'll just ask the bot, like, what is this? So, what is a sizable perimeter reservoir? I don't know. So I'm just going to say, hey, there's a gas site I found in a C3 system. Can you... Yeah, I'm asking. So we have a single Maller, and I don't even know if it can handle the NPCs that spawn. So the bot will go off and pull Eve University and whatever other sources it needs to give me that answer. Answer's not always perfect, but it's a good finger in the wind. Always a good idea to reset your D-scan, because I had tightened it up and brought the range down. That'll bite you. If you've set that and then think you're looking all around you in the future, you could get jumped. So just remember to reset that. Now Part of the plan here is to eventually go full on into James space. Right now we're just day tripping, right? We're coming in out of high sec, low sec, and so part of that plan is we need to raise a bunch of money. Now, of course, we could just buy Plex and buy whatever we want in the game, but the goal here is to, play the game, like generative revenue. So part of that generating revenue is to go do these relic sites. So we'll just go farm up this relic site real quick here. I'm gonna skip past a lot of this. I'm told that relic sites are more profitable than data sites. I don't know if that's true or not. We'll find out. This character doesn't really have great hacking skills, so this might not be profitable. We'll see. Yeah, it's not a great run here. You can see it in the bottom left here, but refreshing D-scan here is important, so I'm not doing it really enough. In general, my practice is to... I failed that. The practice is to basically hit refresh D-scan after every single action. If you're not familiar with this mini game, it's like kind of like Minesweeper in reverse, I guess, but those numbers tell you how many jumps away either the goal is or potentially an item to pick up. So you do want to look at the numbers as you move around. There it is. And 14 million for that one hack is pretty good. So maybe this will be a good source of revenue for us. And we hacked that entire place. I'm not gonna fast forward that. And we're heading back to our high sec base to unload all that loot. And even though we're safe, I'm just hitting that cloak to get into the habit of it. Alright, with our target system scouted out, we're getting ready to send in 2 ships. One ship to clear the mobs that spawn, and then another ship to mine the gas or scoop the gas. Had 30 million from that relic site, pretty good. Okay, we're undocking here. So this is also me learning how to multi-box with Evo Preview. So we've got 2 systems of low sec to get through to get back to our wormhole. We just came through here, so we're not scouting ahead this time. We're just going to run through.
Active.
It was clear as of a few minutes ago, so hoping it's still clear. These gates have been camped from time to time, so if it had been more than 5-10 minutes, I probably would have sent a stealth scout back through. The reason we're using a Maller, we have a sacrilege in our inventory, but I'm trying to put the least amount of stuff at risk while I'm learning how this is all working. And the hope is that the Maller can clear this site.
Warp drive active.
Okay. We got the fleet at the wormhole again, safely. We're both going in.
Warp drive active.
Okay, getting set up here.
Warp drive active.
Okay, so we've got the Maller parked at a safe, and we're putting the
Warp drive.
miner onto the gas cloud. The Maller doesn't have a cloak, which is problematic. I didn't think about this. So what we are going to do is we renamed it. If you notice that in D-scan, the guy who has all the ships inside the shield bubble, he has a naming convention. So we're going to go ahead and mimic that naming convention and give our ship names just a period. The hope would be maybe if someone comes in and sees us on D-scan, they assume we're just part of that cluster. Okay, so we're on site here at the cloud. I actually don't know which one we should target, so I'm just going to ask the bot. Say, hey, Ivanova, C50 or C84, which is more valuable? And this is bolted into the JITA pricing, so it's pretty accurate. So it's telling us, okay, C84 goes first. So we're going to target the C84. And then get our gas cloud going. Now, if you're not familiar with how this works, once we get on grid with this site, there's a 15-minute timer, and defenders will appear no sooner than 15 minutes, sometimes longer. So we've got a stopwatch running. I'm going to fast forward a bit through this, but we're waiting for the bad guys, the NPCs, to spawn. Going to rename the gas miner as well. Just making sure we're getting the gas. So we are. This one is running T1 gas scoops. Again, just trying to keep costs low. Now here's the defenders. We got 3 emergent patrollers, 3 emergent watchmen.
Warp drive active.
We're getting our venture out of here. Getting it to the safe spot. We're gonna cloak it there. And then we're gonna bring the Maller in to try to deal with this. We've got the venture cloaked at our safe point. We're going to bring the Maller in
Warp
now.
drive active.
So we've got the venture is about $10 million worth. ISK worth 10 million. This Maller I think is like 20. So we got not too much at risk here. And we're just going to primary these, orbit, and shoot. Okay, we're able to clear these pretty easily. Maller's only at half cap when we finish clearing the second wave. And we did put down a mobile tractor unit, I believe. No, we're going to put one down now. Should have put that down at the beginning to make this process faster. But those carry what's called blue loot. So they never drop items. All they do is drop basically like Sancha tags that you can sell for a fixed amount. So now that we've got that cleared, there should be no more spawns. So we're putting the Venture gas scoops back on site and getting that started again. Now, because I did not put the mobile tractor unit down when I started the fight, we've got the Maller and the Venture inside the cloud. The Maller is waiting for the loot to get up there. So we had about 18 million in the hold of gas before we had to jump out. Here messing around with this. I should have just looted it at that point. 1.6 million in loot from that clear. But look that we got Sister's combat scanner probes on D-scan. We're just going to scoop that up and get moving. So we're moving out now. Okay.
Warp drive active.
Both ships are warping to the return wormhole. And this is a case where I wasn't refreshing D-scan fast enough, but that player left those combat probes on grid forever. You don't want to do that, because basically, like, by leaving them out there, they let me know they're coming. So they gave me plenty of advance warning to get out. There's a really good tutorial from the Nomad, and I'll link the video on this, where he shows how you use D-scan and how you place your combat probes to give them as little notice as possible. So that player messed that up. They gave me too much notice. But we're back into low sec. We're not quite safe. We're getting there. And we're back in our high sec. So that was pretty successful. We were able to defeat the NPCs that spawned in a class 3 wormhole system and come back with 2 ships that didn't get popped while a player tried to get us. So mission successful. So that was 19 million worth of cloud, and didn't get any of the sleeper loot because I did not pull the loot out of the tractor. I just scooped it. Still a pretty good run. Alright, so we found another J-space system, and we've got it probed out again. We're going to go try to do some mining there.
Warp drive active.
This one is just one hop out of our high sec, so we're not doing the double low sec jump.
Warp drive.
And we see a metamorphosis. I actually don't know what a metamorphosis is, so I had to look this one up. They've added a lot of ships since I last played. Alright, you'll notice we're no longer bringing the Mauler in. We've now got a sacrilege to hopefully be able to clear stuff a bit faster. Feeling a little bit more comfortable, so we're willing to risk, I believe the Mauler's around 200 million. Not super excited that there's a metamorphosis in here with us, but let's get the mining going. We've got both ships cloaked right now, so just doing a little bit of homework. And if you're not familiar with a metamorphosis like I was not, it is this weird class of ship that has like no requirements for skill, but has a bunch of bonuses. So this is like 80% to rockets and light missile, small hybrid turret. It's actually got probe bonuses, so this thing could probably attack us if it wanted to. It's not just one of those hacking, scanning ships. So we sit here just a minute. I've skipped through a bunch of this, just trying to see if he pops back up. And after a bit, he doesn't mean anything, but maybe he's got better stuff to do.
Warp drive active.
So we're going in with the sacrilege because we got a spawn, and we're not sure if the sacrilege is going to be able to clear this. So it's definitely has a better chance than the Mauler. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 awakened defenders with 6 emergent defenders. That's 4 cruisers, 6 destroyers. I don't like these odds. Quite a bit of damage coming in. Let's see if the single medium rep can keep up with it. It cannot. So we're losing our armor. We're pulling the drones back in, and we're going to go ahead and warp out. We weren't even able to clear one of them. So this speaks to getting to that T3 strategic cruiser again. So we're going to get the sacrilege back into a safe spot. And there is additional gas in this system, so we'll just leave that to the sleepers and go huff gas at another spot.
Warp drive active.
This is the bio-responders skin. I like the way the MR ships look, but I was never really a fan of the gold shiny they had, so it's kind of cool. There's skins in the game now, so I gave everybody a different skin. And here we're sending our mining gas huffer into the other gas site. We're going to set that 15-minute timer and watch it. You'll also notice we've upgraded to the, I'm going to mess the name up, but I think it's the Venture. The Venture is the one that can cloak.
Warp drive active.
It does not have a +2 warp core as on the ship, but being able to move around and act as a scout is pretty useful. And you just see the tab over there. The sacrilege is back safe, so sacrilege not really useful for this system. And it's unfortunate because this is actually a Class 3 system, so the hope would be that the sacrilege could solo all the ads, but that was not the case. This is also a case where, depending on the name of the site, the defensive spawns are different. So I'm slowly documenting that into the bot so that when I ask again in the future, I get a better readout of what spawns. And we're about at 18 minutes here. Really need an answer for being able to clear these spots, because just doing 15 minutes is not the way. It's too much time going back, and for how long it takes us to find these sites, we gotta really empty out everything, not just do 15 minutes at one, 15 at another, and leave. Okay, and here's the defenders. This one looks a little bit more manageable, but
drive active.
I'm about at the end of my session for the day, so we're just gonna jump away. We're not going to send the sacrilege in to clear that. So, lesson learned: what we can and can't clear right now with a single ship. Just checking out Norma Snickers.
Warp drive active.
Oh, that's her metamorphosis again. And when we did a lookup on her, she is a spotter, so they are killing lots of people in J-Space. So good to get away from that. Alright, so we're not going to give up just yet. We swapped out the sacrilege. We've got an Ishtar. I'm going to try jumping onto the gas cloud pretty far out and using some sentry drones and see how that works. Okay, we're back into this wormhole space. D-scan is still clear, that's great.
Warp drive active.
Targeting 50 kilometers. Okay, we see some of the hobgoblins we left from the sacrilege hanging out there. Getting these frigates targeted. Sentries are out. Sort of hurting one, but they're closing really fast now. Okay, we've barely gotten through the shields on one armor, and they're within 20 kilometers. The curators can't do anything now. So that's not a good idea. That didn't work. Let's just pull them in and try again. Okay.
A module has run out of charges.
So dump the sentries, got the light drones out, targeting the frigates. Double rep on the Ishtar is running.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, we're just gonna bail out of that. Okay, trying yet again. Coming in with the Ishtar. Gonna go for the frigates again. Looks like we got one frigate last time. Let's try to clear them again. They're through our shields, gonna start getting the double rep going. Aligning to our safe point just in case we see something on D-scan. Now this AI goes after drones. The old AI didn't used to do that, so there is a bit of drone management here. Partially why I led with the Warrior 2s, the light drones. Harder for the AI to hit those, initially anyway. Yep, aggro on our drones, start pulling them in and managing that. Single rep is actually maintaining the damage now. I'm not sure what changed between the last time in. Rotating drones in and out. Okay.
A module has run out of charges.
Four frigates left. Actually getting through some of them now. Slowly though, really slowly. But like I said, we have to figure this out because there aren't so many gas pockets and it takes long enough to find them that we need to clear these out. And I guess if we were living out of this wormhole space, I guess we could swap everybody to a attack ship. Okay, 3 frigates remaining. These frigates are called Emergent Defenders. Okay, 2 frigates remaining. Still doing a lot of damage. Still needing to pulse the second rep to keep up with the damage. Okay, we got down to the last frigate. Now, one thing I didn't bring was the mobile tractor unit, so these are probably worth collecting the loot from. Alright, we got those cleared. Drone's coming back in. We're gonna get the Ishtar back into
Warp drive active.
high sec.
Warp drive
And now that the gas site is cleared, we're bringing the miner back in. Just gonna ask the bot really quick, do we want C28 or C32? I don't know which is the best use of our time right now. C28, okay.
warp drive
Getting the Ishtar back. Okay, Ishtar's back safe at dock, and we're going to bring the miner prospect back as well. Call that a win, that we were able to finally clear. It looked quick in the video, but there was a couple trips getting that site cleared and able to finish huffing it. And miner's docked back up safe almost. Okay, we've actually got another character now. So we have 2 people on site mining a gas cloud in a C3 system. Right now we're trying to reconfigure the sacrilege with a cloak. Okay, good. And we're gonna have the sacrilege come in and do security. The plan for this second character, the short term, is to have, the third character, is to have that be able to do a double mine while we have a combat ship, A, clearing mobs, and then running, and B, running combat sites. So this is my first attempt at triple boxing, and we'll see how it goes. So it's been about 15-20 minutes, and got our 2 gas scoops going full tilt. There is an open question as to using Tech 1 or Tech 2 gas scoops. The Tech 2 damage the cloud, but harvest a lot faster. Not twice as fast, but pretty fast. So the question is, if we have more gas clouds than we have time, we'll use the Tech 2. Okay, and now we got an emergent escort and an awakened escort coming in on our 2 gas miners.
Warp drive active.
Looks like they're just trying to web us, so we're going to get those 2 miners out of there. We've got the sacrilege on hot standby, so we're going to get these 2 miners into a safe spot, then get the sacrilege in there. Sacrilege is a weird name. Call it Amar Heavy Assault Cruiser. Okay, both miners are cloaked in relatively safe spots. This will give me some bandwidth to move the hack in to clear that site out. There's only 3 bad guys on the cloud. This should be easy for the sacrilege to handle. Okay, we got the sacrilege in system on site in the gas cloud, targeting the mobs. The MR hack is it's actually a missile boat, and this character doesn't really have a whole lot of missiles. So these are strictly Tech 1 heavy assault missiles. It is on the roadmap for Nav to get Tech 2 heavy assault launcher. But this looks like it should be pretty straightforward. And I just noticed it looks like these new mobs only have shields and armor. They don't have structure. Okay. They're nuding and webbing us. Not the end of the world. Okay, the frigates are down. We're getting onto the cruiser. Target painting and webbing and missiling the cruiser while the drones work it. Still pretty slow. Not even half through its shields. Alright, that cruiser's down. We're getting the combat ship off to a safe spot so it can engage its normal cloak. Once we get that done, we'll bring in the 2 huffers and try to finish this cloud off.
Warp drive active.
Okay. And again, I forgot to bring the mobile tractor unit. So what we'll do when we land these gas miners, we'll get the one working the gas cloud, just a single C60 left, and the other miner we're going to have pick up some of that blue loot off the sleepers. Making a note here to bring that mobile tractor unit. miner slowly approaching a sleeper wreck. There's also apparently a lot of money in salvaging these. I have not figured out an answer for that. It's looking like we're going to need 4 to 5 characters to do this properly, because the Orca pilot, that is just basically one account dedicated to nothing but logging off with an Orca. So that's kind of off the table. You know, that can't really do anything that useful. $1 million on that sleeper, not bad. Yep, so this frigate is going to go and finish looting everything else, pretty uneventful. Once that's done, it's going to continue gas huffing, and we don't see anything else on D-scan, and all 3 ships get back to base without issue. So we're going to just fast forward past this for now. Okay, so we cleared out that gas cloud, but there was another one. So we have basically unloaded the gas at our base, and we're sending in the prospect with its cloak to make sure the pathway is clear to go get that other gas site.
Warp drive active.
Okay, we're back to setup, which is both of our gas miners are gas mining, and we have a hack combat ship in system waiting. So we got our 15-minute timer going, just to make sure we pay attention to when these sleepers show up to get our guys. Okay, fast forward a bit to see what's going to show up, and hopefully our hack can deal with this. The plan right now is to, once we clear this initial defensive spawn, so we've got 3 watchmen, 3 patrollers, so all frigates. So we've got our gas miners warping out. They're coming out. We're going to get them stealthed and safe. And same game plan. Bring in the hack to clear that out. So if you've ever seen the 1984 Dune, it reminds me of the carry-all coming to pick up the spice harvester. Okay, still nobody on D-scan. And with this operation, really, the combined value of the two miners is less than half of our hack. So the ship we're trying to keep from getting ganked is the hack. Partially the thought is maybe there's just target saturation. So if a hostile player doesn't know who to target, maybe they go after the miner and the hack can get out. Watchmen, 3 patroller, all frigates. Same thing, just launch drones, paint, orbit, shoot missiles. Yep. Looks like they're going to have no problem with this. Okay. Jumping forward, we got the last one about to be cleared. Not sure how important the target painter is. This character was a nano-cursed pilot, so never shot missiles before. Just trained up some missiles to run this hack it had laying around.
Warp drive active.
So we're gonna swap places. Put the hack onto the safe spot with a cloak. Get the gas mining going. The plan here now is, okay, they can huff indefinitely. We've got a couple combat sites that we think are worth 10 to 15 million. So after we reposition and get the gas miners going again, we're going to try to utilize our time better by having the hack clearing combat sites. Alright, so we've got the miners back in operation, and we're just asking Ivanova what is the ideal target, and based on the queries into Eve University, etc., it looks like this enclave is the ideal spot to hit. And I'm just making sure here that I've gotten to beat up by hitting the spawns in the wrong order, so I'm just asking Ivanova, hey, like, what's the trigger for the next wave? Because I've had cases where you hit the wrong frigate and suddenly you've got 3 waves on you all at once. So while I wait for that response to come back, just babysitting my gas huffers. The hack is cloaked at the safe spot. Okay, coming back, kill order. Okay, leave 1 frigate alive, then go for the battleship. Then the last frigate triggers another wave. Shoot the NOS frigate first. Okay, so we have an idea of what not to do. So don't clear all the frigates at once. So let's go in there and see how we do. Just healing up a little bit before we jump in there. So Ruins of Enclave Cohort 27.
Active.
If this is good, this is great because there's 4 of them right now in this wormhole system. See, we continue to check that D-scan, just our two friendlies on D-scan. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 6 frigates, emergent patrollers. We've been blowing these up as part of defending these gas clouds, so this should be no problem. It's unfortunate that the data we pulled was not accurate because the intel we pulled before coming in here said there'd be a battleship. Maybe that's a random roll. Either way, no battleship, so we're just going to try to clear these 6 frigates. Alright, so that was a couple of waves of frigates, and now we've got tons of wrecks sitting on the ground. Still have not yet brought the mobile tractor unit. If you're not familiar with Eve and what a mobile tractor unit is, it's basically an auto looting box that would loot this stuff for me, but I did not bring it, so we're going to keep our hack at a little bit longer risk by having it fly to each one of these things and loot it. A little annoyed, but that's what we got to do. Okay, just slowly grabbing these loot pieces. I think I did the numbers briefly, but yeah, this is worth about 10 million, so it's worth grabbing. Okay, now we've got combat probes on the D-scan, so we're going to ignore grabbing the rest of this. The priority is to get our hack out. It's the most valuable ship. So the hack is warping to the return wormhole, and we're going to get
Warp drive active.
The gas miners are out. Alright, looks like everybody's moving in warp at this point. Combat probes are still out. Okay, we're cloaking what we can. Only one of these ships has a covert ops cloak. Combat probes still out. You've heard me talk about this, but we're getting lucky that these people don't know how to use combat probes, so they're giving us lots of advance warning. And just like tactics here, if we're going to do this in the future, the hack was sitting at a combat site that didn't need to be probed out. So a smart attacker could have just descanned us and jumped on grid with us without any warning on our side.
Active.
So we're getting lucky on these.
Warp drive active.
And now we're looking like we're back into low sec, and everybody's in warp to a high sec gate. No bubbles to worry about in low sec, so we're gonna get out. So that was a good run though. What we achieved was we demonstrated we can get again clear the defenders in a gas cloud, harvest the gas cloud, and then to make ourselves more time efficient, we were actively clearing a combat site. Alright, so all the ships are back in high sec and docking up.
Request accepted.
Okay, let's see what we got here. One ship is holding 18 million worth of cloud gas. Another one's got 27 million. And we didn't really loot a whole lot of that because we got ahead to bug out. Let's see what the hack has on them. Okay, so not a bad haul. Okay, so just sorting out some loot here. And that's about it for this episode of J-Space After Dark. Just trying to get an idea of what this is going to look like, but trying to keep these to an hour. And hopefully it was something chill to listen to. And maybe you learned a little bit about how this works. So some thoughts that we need to do for next time are we've got our 3 characters running. We are running away from anyone trying to jump us. I think that's got to be the doctrine for the near term, because we really need 2 combat ships to be able to fight some of these people. So right now we're going to get our Orca character training towards an Orca, and I think we need to add one more character so we can have 2 combat pilots on station, and then maybe we can start trying to contest some of these people attacking us. Attempting to attack us. No one's got on grid with us yet. J-Space After Dark, signing off.